Hello. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to find peer-reviewed articles. Peer-reviewed articles are basically articles that appear usually in scholarly journals that have been reviewed by an expert in the field that's being covered by whatever the article happens to be about. Usually, the author of a specific paper is an expert in that subject as well, hence the fact that they're publishing on this particular topic. But in order for that piece of information to be declared authoritative, it needs to be seen by other people that share expertise in that particular field before it's considered to be added to the scholarly literature. When your professor requests that you only cite a peer-reviewed or scholarly source, and these terms for your purposes are basically interchangeable, it means that they want you to find articles that have been, reviewed by other experts in the field apart from the author themselves. So it's really easy to find this particular type of content in our catalog and in our databases, and I can show you how to do either one of those right now. So if we were to begin on the Manhattanville College Library website right here, I could simply perform a catalog search here to see how well our catalog covers this particular topic. And do remember that when I'm searching the catalog here, I am searching for the books that are contained in the tiers in the library building itself. But in addition to that, you'll see that it also pulls back results from within our databases. For example, this ebook result right here. And yeah, more ebooks down this list. There's surely other scholarly articles that appear in the databases. And to get right to where those might be, I simply scroll down the list of buttons on the left-hand column here. As you can see, it divides the results up into different content types, such as videos, books, articles, music recordings. But also, it allows me to divide the list down to just peer-reviewed content. So of those 1,870 results, you can see that 782 of them are considered to be scholarly because, as mentioned previously, these articles would have been reviewed by another expert in this particular field. And I can simply click the view full text here to access this particular title. So if this was the one that I wanted, and if it satisfies it satisfies my professor's requirements because it's peer reviewed, but if it has the content that I specifically want, and if it has a piece of information that I want to quote, then my search would be finished. Um, I can now go into some of the databases themselves to take a look at how I might find scholarly information within those. So if I want to go to Academic Search Premier, which is a pretty powerful database of scholarly information on all sorts of different subjects, use my handy search term here. And among these article listings here, most of these are going to be scholarly anyway. You can see that there's 926 different articles covering this particular topic. But when I click the peer-reviewed button, it's going to get rid of the information that is not considered scholarly, and therefore, okay, so it actually reduces that number down to just 138. So as you can see, it's sometimes a lot easier to click this button to just reduce your list down to the information that would be considered scholarly, because you really aren't ever going to know for sure whether or not, just using the search term itself about whether or not the results list has information that you can use for your citations. Now I'm going to take a look at one of my other favorite databases, Proquest Central. This is the database that we would use if we were looking for an article that appeared in today's digital version of New York Times. If I use my search term here, I get a lot more results. I get 38,000 results, probably because ProQuest has a greater variety of publications that it covers. And in order to reduce it to just information that I would be able to, cite for one of my assignments in class, I would once again click this button, limit to peer reviewed. And it takes me from 38,000 listings down to just 1,900. But anything that I find in this list here, I could use and cite for a paper that I have assigned in a class where my professor requests that I bring back scholarly material. And that's pretty much it. It's just as simple as that. All right, thanks for watching.